Greetings and God bless you. I'm Owen Ross. I'm the director for the Center of Church Development here in the North Texas Conference, and I am so glad that you're interested in forming a new space to gather new faces. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the discipleship pathway. Discipleship pathway is often the weakest part of the application and often the hardest to try to figure out. And it's because we're seeking to reach new people and gather them in the name of Christ and to connect with them and finding ways that will be meaningful discipleship for them. And so I want to say that a discipleship pathway is not simply an invitation to Sunday worship. And you obviously want to make the invitation available to Sunday worship. You don't want to make people feel like you don't want them there. But to say that you're forming a new space and the only thing you're going to do in that new space is invite people to your Sunday worship service, well, that's not really a new space. And rarely does that result in a true discipleship pathway. And it's not simply just, saying a prayer before you do some other secular activity. It's really finding a way that persons who aren't followers of Christ and aren't having any discipleship or spiritual formation in their life, a way in which they can easily connect. So this may be a Bible study, but it's not necessarily a Bible study. That may not be the best contextual way in which people are being discipled. But then again, it might be absolutely appropriate and effective and appreciated. So a couple examples that we have in Winsboro, the United Methodist Church there with Debbie Lyons. They were finding that a lot of persons had to work on Sunday mornings. It's a kind of a local tourist destination. A lot of the merchants had to work on Sunday. And so she started gathering with some of them on Fridays for coffee and conversations for persons who couldn't gather on Sundays. And it was kind of a way for her to kind of talk about her sermon and what's happening for those who were unable to make it on Sundays. So obviously it wasn't an invitation to come on Sundays because she was trying to reach people who actually their livelihood prevented them from coming on Sundays. Christ Foundry, United Methodist Mission, their Mas Que Pan program. Now, on Mondays, it is just basically a prayer right before they distribute bread. But on Tuesdays, at the exact time and an exact place, they have a deeper Bible study with lunch involved. And so the discipleship pathway is having a Sunday morning. I'm trying to do a funnel here where you can see it. A Monday morning activity, distributing bread from the weekend that is donated to them by various grocery stores in the area. But the pathway is to connect those who come on Monday to come back on Tuesday to go deeper into discipleship. Finding ways to have gospel conversations. So the Bike in the Park, which is by The Seed, Dallas, which is a site of La Fundación de Cristo or Christ Foundry in the Pleasant Grove area. They're inviting people just to come bike in the park. And you can see it's a very just kind of an open invitation. And so the religiosity of it is very light, but it's seeking to build relationships with persons and connect them with the ministries of the Seed. Terrell, First United Methodist Church, Terrell had a grief group for the congregation. They decided to turn it into a community grief group. And so the discipleship pathway is actually, there's the healing that happens within the new space, which is the grief group, which also has connections into other ministries within the church. Buttons and Bows, again, the discipleship is within the ministry itself, with the exception of Buttons and Bows is providing a clothes closet for foster families in the Little Elm area, but it also provides a means for foster families to connect with one another in a spiritual support group. And so there's a discipleship pathway built within the social service that Button Memorial is providing. So as you can see from this, discipleship pathways will look different in each of your spaces, and it'll be different for each participant as well. But take some time, think about how you're going to connect people into a pathway to discipleship. Hey, thanks for gathering. Again, I'm glad you're here, and God bless you.